Aloha, everyone. My name is Lori, and welcome to our self-care and service practice in the love, peace, and harmony field. And today, I thought that we would continue what we've been working on for those of you who have been joining me for the past few sessions. And we'll do a checking into our monitoring gauges to kind of check in into our stress or distress level. And from last week, we've been talking about some of the signs of maybe stress after a disaster. Many of you know I am from Maui and a psychologist here, and we are recovering from our current situation with the Maui fires. And so I wanted to just give you some information for your own self care, but also for service. Knowing this information can also help you perhaps assess when others may be in need and how you can maybe reach out to support and help them as well. And we will review some coping strategies. I've spoke about some in the last video or session. And if you haven't seen that, please, look at our playlist and you can watch that one. And we'll talk about a few more strategies today. And we'll also then do our love, peace, and harmony meditation for self-care and service, which I found is so helpful in helping to move forward, recover, especially during this challenging times. And we will talk about some next steps. Okay, so just a review of some of the general stress and burnout monitoring gauges that we've talked about. And mainly, I would say it can come in maybe these four areas that we notice that something might be amiss, whether it's in our thoughts, going kind of negative or numbing thoughts, emotions, uh, feelings of irritability or frustration, anger, guilt, helplessness, and more. Bodily sensations or symptoms. You feel heaviness, fatigue, pain, headaches, rashes could be common. And some actions and behaviors. For example, you might feel a little bit more confrontational or avoidant. You may engage in more kind of addictive behaviors that may not be helpful. Addictions such as drugs or alcohol, could be even overeating, binge watching, video games, and things like that. And with distress after a disaster, these are from the CDC, the APA which is the American Psychological Association, as well as the American Psychiatric Association, has common signs, but I'm just going to put it in this format because it's a bit easier to read. So some of the things that may come up are some intense feelings. So these intense feelings could be of fear, anger, sadness, worry, numbness. I also found guilt comes up, in working with a few people, heightened guilt can also come up as well. And it may be a myriad of emotions, even if it's not on this list. So just know that this can be a common thing that happens. You may also experience, changes in appetite, your energy levels, activity levels that are a bit different. You might have with your mental and cognitive abilities difficulty concentrating or making decisions or just kind of thinking in general. You may have difficulty sleeping or some nightmares, um, maybe images coming up. You may also have some physical reactions, as I mentioned, with the monitoring gauges. Some of the common ones we've talked about with the body pains, headaches, stomach problems, skin rashes. And sometimes if you already have some health problems, this could be intensified or feel like it's worsening. And as we mentioned, you might find the behavior, the use of addictive um, behaviors, right? So even though I mentioned all of these coping signs or coping strategies, they may not necessarily be, hold on, you know, let me just, I don't want to plant seeds or if you're not experiencing them, don't have to feel like, oh, I'm supposed to experience them. Everyone is different and recovers differently, and we have different degrees from this situation. Some of you may not have been immediately affected, but know people of, or you're watching from afar. Um, but I but know that research shows that most people are resilient, okay? And over time, they are able to bounce back from tragedy. So this is most people, right? And it's common for people to experience stress in the immediate aftermath. But within a few months, most people are able to resume functioning as they did prior. And I know, although it's a really big recovery effort, know that you can be resilient and you can improve. And so it really is important that the resilience and recovery are the norm, okay? It's not the prolonged distress. But if you are experiencing distress, or people who are experiencing more prolonged distress, there's nothing to judge. We just want to give more support because everyone is different, okay? So I just want to put that out there. And um, I so here are some coping strategies. These may have been covered in the last session, but it might be shared in a different way. So maybe this can help you as well. Okay. So one of the things is to give yourself time. You want to give yourself time to adjust, okay? Because it can be a difficult time. So just know that it can be a difficult time and just allow yourself to mourn your losses and be patient with the changes. Many times people are like, what is happening with me? What's going on? Or with another person. So if you are not particularly uh, feeling affected, but you're noticing with others, be patient with others as well, because this is about self-care and service, okay? So be patient with yourself and others who you might be helping, who have been affected by it, in very profound ways. And ask for support, okay, from people who care about you, who will listen and empathize, okay? So it is important to ask support from the right people that maybe know how to help your recovery, okay? And family and friends can be important. And sometimes even if there's groups, and there will be more mental health efforts, assisting is if you were affected, especially those of you from Maui or related areas, have witnessed or heard stories, because there's also like the secondary effects, right? People who have heard the stories are helping people who have survived and recover. Can be very hard as well. So sometimes finding the support groups there's a commonality and there's some sense of like people understand. So that when we were at the shelter, that was common. Someone said, they came to the shelter instead of staying at a friend's place because they wanted to be around people who could understand it. It was just too quiet at home, and they needed some of that socialization, sharing, talking to people who also went through it. And you may also want to reach out to others who are not necessarily involved. So it could be those who can understand you and those who may not um, necessarily be involved because they can provide some objectivity and sometimes greater support because they may not be going through like the grieving and as well as the other emotional processes as well. Okay. You can also communicate in your experiences, okay, in whatever way you feel comfortable. You can talk with family, friends, a therapist. You can keep a diary. You can do some creative activities, drawing, holding clay, writing poetry. I like to do Dao calligraphy writing, and it's a very creative way, but it's a very healing way as well. Finding a local support group led by appropriately trained and experienced professionals. So support groups are frequently available for survivors as well as for like first responders, people who are volunteers and working, because in every phase there and every situation there's many different people involved. So support groups can help realize you're not alone, and it can be you can kind of get that meaningful support. And just so as a mental health professional myself, I know that there are many efforts and many people coming up from all over the world, actually, not just Maui or Hawaii, but people, from away that are really reaching out to share their expertise and to be of support. So, you can get that. And if you need more information, you can also contact me as well. And us here at Satori. I apologize. Camera keeps right. So let us connect with the love, peace, harmony field. And I really want to share that sometimes when we are doing this is one of the ways that you can help to cope. I find it very helpful, some of these techniques and what Master Shah shares. And so let's go ahead and I am going to uh, play a Love, Peace, Harmony song. So for those of you who know it, you can also sing along. And some of you are here because you really want to serve. You may really feel for all of those affected. And this is a way that participating here today, you can also serve. So let's close our eyes. And you can also call in all those that you know to kind of sing with us and give that message of love, peace, and harmony. Just doing that can change the frequency and vibration and message to help ground, center, and balance people so they can continue on to do what they need to do for their own recovery to help others recover as well. Okay, so I'm going to have you just close your eyes and think about the people that you know who may have been affected, or you might live in another part of the world and there's things going on all over that may be causing you stress, burnout, uh, just any type of distress. And we're just going to invite them to join us in this practice to bring more love, peace, and harmony into their lives. And I want you to do is we're going to use our 4 powers techniques. One of them is the mind power, which is creative visualization. And this I feel can be really helpful because sometimes our mind is all of the negative images that we might be seeing. Last time we talked about really limiting that exposure. So what we want to do is really feel all those that you feel affected, and even for those of us here, all that whole area. We're going to imagine this beautiful light and the message of love, peace, and harmony. And imagine what is the color of love, peace, and harmony that that you can imagine that represents love, peace, and harmony to you. It could be golden light, rainbow light. Imagine that going all over through your own body, those that we've called in, that area that's been affected, the whole area. Last time we remembered all the organizations that are trying to help and support um, to bring harmony so we can really move forward rather than, having conflict and stalling. Just for the highest love and light there, love is in harmony. And for those of you who are really experiencing this distress, do not feel guilty to do your self-care. I noticed that some people really feel like others have it worse and they feel they don't deserve to pay attention to their own self-care. They should be, helping others. Yes, it's wonderful to help others, but you can help others better by taking care of yourself and being in a positive uh, field. Okay, so uh, imagine this light from the love, peace, and harmony. Those of you who know how to trace, you can trace the love, peace, and harmony. I'm going to just lead more of a meditation. I want you to feel where in your body you're feeling the distress, any heaviness, pain, discomfort. Maybe you have some headaches, stomach problems, or maybe you just have some high emotional intensity, feeling frustrated or angry or guilty or sad. Notice where in your body you might be holding those emotions. And notice it without judgment, without attachment. Know that this is common and you don't have to judge yourself. And we're going to radiate this light into that area as we play the music. I'll play in a little while. For those of you tracing, when you're tracing the calligraphy, imagine as you're going up and down the path of the calligraphy writing, imagine that it's like activating this beautiful golden or rainbow, purple or crystal light that is radiating out to you, to those that we have called in. Allow yourself to just relax and receive. So again, as we trace love, imagine this beautiful message of love that melts our blockages, helps to purify our heart and soul. So all of the heaviness, all of the intense emotions or subtle or numbing emotions, imagine this light is kind of clearing away, releasing, cleansing. As you think about peace, feel this light of peace coming in, calming, soothing. Use your heart power, which is to really feel, imagine, even if you don't feel it right now, imagine that you were feeling it. Okay. Use your creativity to imagine feeling this peace. How do you think about peace? How does peace feel? And just connect with that. You're connecting with the message of peace and harmony. So this positive messages is in the field, in this high frequency and vibration. And again, the message of harmony, harmonizing your emotions, harmonizing your soul, heart, mind, and body, harmonizing you and loved ones, harmonizing the organizations, agencies that are supporting each other. Okay, so feel this harmonization, and I'm going to play the music, so the screen may be blocked for a few moments. Just uh, hold on. I'm going to just see how I can do that. I'm going to continue to just imagine the love, peace, and harmony behind me as I play. I just feel continue to relax and receive this love and light, love, peace, and harmony. Feel that message coming in 360 degrees within your whole body. Feel it going to all those that you've invited in to support, dedicate this practice to, message and colors
心和力。我爱全人类，万灵融合不失生，相爱平。
Continue to just relax. Just relax. Just notice how your body is feeling. And if you need more support, because sometimes your emotions might come out more and more, so you might just need more time in the field, or you might need greater support. So please let us know if you do need that, and we can guide you further. And for those of you who are wanting to continue to serve, I want to help support you with that. And so, in terms of your own wellness journey, please, take time to work on your own self-care, service school regularly. If you need, again, more support, contact mental health providers, and let others know of them as well. They will be having these for the community. You can practice and serve with the Love, Peace, Harmony field. We also have Tao wellness practices with my mother Annette, and we have many other Love, Peace, and Harmony worldwide representatives that hold practices that you have an opportunity to be in the field. And we also have at Satori Family Wellness Center our free wellness evening with Tao calligraphy. It's on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. Hawaii time, and that is all complimentary. And for our service journey, please invite others to participate and benefit from our sessions, the Love, Peace, Harmony field sessions, any other informational wellness sessions. Just this information today and last week hopefully has provided you some information that you might be recognized in others when they might need support. You can be loving and patient, compassionate, and maybe guide them to resources that you might know of. You can also donate to charitable works, and we are supporting the Love, Peace, and Harmony Foundation. They are donating and matching $50,000 that they are hoping to receive for various efforts in our Maui community that goes to the aid of the community here. Many that are on the ground and running, and also for those of you who do want to serve in higher ways, and there's a psychological first aid course. It just gives you some basic information about how to support in these types of situations, and there's also other ways as well. And so, as you know, self-care is not selfish. Take care of yourself is not selfish. You want to feel well. So self-care is to increase the quality of our service. The more grounded, the more peaceful we are, the more we can serve and give that message of love, peace, and harmony. Humanity really needs it at this time. So I thank you so much for joining me for your service today by participating in this session. Please, if you found it helpful and feel it can benefit others, please feel free to share this. This is on our YouTube, Satori Family Wellness YouTube channel. I believe it might also be posted on our Facebook, Tao Healing, Hawaii, Tao Hawaii Healing Consortium, as well as maybe our Satori Family Wellness page. So thank you very much for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day and your week. And until next time, ahoy ho, aloha. Bye-bye.